right now.
And they got to go. With 17 to go, now you're not going to get that strung out one-on-one racing or two-on-two racing. You're going to get that strung out all in one place, everybody racing for the same thing.
Menard got caught out of line.
I don't think there's going to be a line for very long from this point on.
Kenseth into Earnhardt.
Oh, we got a rub on the 9 car. Yeah, that's trouble.
It's Casey Kane.
These guys just bouncing off each other.
And that's big trouble. If it's rubbing that much down the straightaway, down on it.
And he's trapped out there.
Yeah, he needs to get out of the way, really. I mean,
got help coming behind you. We got a tire rub, it looks like, or something.
And here's the deal. Okay, now you're JJ. You don't want to go the outside, because if something happens, he's going to go to the right.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, Kane needs to just get to the high side and ride this thing out.
Wow. Did he get hit and moved up there? Because he just
looked like the 77 might have crowded him a little bit.
They're trying to get around that 9 as quick as they can, because, I mean, when you see a tire rub like that, it's like blood in the water. You got to get away from that guy, because you don't know what's going to happen to that car.
Yeah, you don't want to be behind him. You don't, like you said earlier. And look, you see it sparking now.
Yeah.
When it starts throwing sparks, it's going to happen.
He's not slowing down. See Jimmy Johnson back there. Yeah.
Still got a little smoke, man. Most of the times those things will not clearance themselves, no matter what. And as tough as these cars are, we see these cars bounce off walls. They're not as fragile as the old car we ran. But man, I'm telling you, that's still just a very thin tire. When you start rubbing that outer layer off, and you see that thing still smoking, and now the front end's down on the ground, it is sparking some.
Again, that's J.J. Yaley in relief of Tony Stewart in that 20, that orange number 20. Getting a push from Dave Blaney.
Oh, got a big push right there.
But he's got no place to go.
Right,
and that's what the guys behind you can't see. They can push you into something, and there's nothing you can do about it, because he pushed him right up on that 2 car, and that 2 car had no place to go.
Okay, we'll keep an eye on this. Let's go back and look. Casey.
See? They just all run up on those cars. The closure rate was so big on that they just all run in the same place at the same time.
Now
this thing got loose.
Just got loose.
Oh.
So
big time loose.
The 77 had nothing to do with that.
No, he just got free when he bounced her down in there.
Good job on the replays down there.
Great job picking that up. And while all this is going on, Jeff's just methodically leading this thing, and Kyle's just riding there on his bumper, and Junior, those 3 guys.
And we talked to Gordon earlier in the weekend, and we asked him where he wanted to be on the last lap, and he said out front.
Yeah, said it's easier to make a car wide on that last lap than try to wonder if somebody's going to go with you, or how do you make a move.
And before this caution, the 17 car, remember Matt Kenseth, we said, okay, he had topped off, and he was the only guy that had been in the top 5 or 10 who really topped off and had a shot at doing something. Here he is 4th. He's worked his way back up to there.
Now Junior's got to be wondering now, is my teammate going to go with me this time?
Well, you talked about it earlier in the day.
Yeah, this is the time. This is the time of the race we start looking in the mirror, or you start asking your spotter where your teammates are.
It's like,
because now you're all good buddies.
It's like, spotter, go talk to the 16, talk to the 17, talk to the 20, go talk to somebody. Get back to me. Get back to me.
Carl Edwards out of line with Robbie Gordon on his bumper.
Yeah, don't forget about the guys that put on fresh tires there. 7 is one of them, Robbie Gordon. And these guys have 10-lap fresher tires than everybody else, and we got more guys.
Big spinning her.
Caution is out.
Caution's out.
It's coming off of turn 4 right there, through the tri-oval.
And that's the guy who had the oldest tires.
Yeah,
right. Remember?
And this is not what Robbie and those guys want to say.
You heard Frankie say, wrap it up.
We've seen this so many times tonight where you're coming from the bottom, you think you're clear, and you're not.
It's Joe Nemechek in the 78. Sorry, Wally.
And basically, you're just running over somebody's left front fender.
Yeah, and you think you got the guy cleared, and you need that extra 3 foot of racetrack. That's all you need is that, because you see him come straight off the bottom of the racetrack, right up, and get into Nemechek on the outside wall. But he needs that to make his car turn.
That camera's seen a lot of action tonight. All right, Larry. What do you do now, Larry?
Well, I don't think you can give up that track position, but guys, 2 cars that I've been watching, and Bill, you talked about them making a pit stop on lap 137. They have been coming with fresh tires. Is Robbie Gordon that 7 car and Michael Walker car? It's not that the fresh tires make you faster. It just lets you be able to maneuver the car. You can go to the top, you can go to the bottom, but I just believe this group at the front, they will not give up that track position with less than 10 laps to go and not get back there in the eye of the storm.
Ryan Newman has returned to the track. This is our 9th caution, but it makes you think you're faster.
Well, no, but you really are faster because you can go where they're not, and that's the thing. These guys they're using all the racetrack because their car's handling so bad. They've got to use all the racetrack. Where a guy like Robbie Gordon, he could just cut down underneath somebody.
Stop on your side.
And make the
4
pass.
tires, left front fenders rolled up under. There you go, Tank. There you go. Get some force on it. Need a pry bar there. All right, you got it. All right, come on around the left side, guys. Left front fender should be good there. Just check it there. All right.
I think new tires, right now, new tires on these guys' cars, like you were talking about the 55. And these guys,
man, we got 4 fresh ones.
It just makes you feel like you're 19 and invincible again. You just turn and do anything you want to do with the car.
And that's a huge break for Casey King because he had that tire rub, and right now he's 12th in the standings. Jamie McMurray gets the free pass. He's 6 laps down, and Marty's got something.
I was going to tell you about Casey Kane. He said he had no idea what happened out there. He said things are happening so fast on the track, and everybody's closing so quickly on other cars. It's hard to tell what's going on out there. But I like the call by Kenny Francis. They're going to drop, obviously, pretty far back. But Larry Mack talked about the difference with tires. He's going to drop around 25th, 27th, somewhere in that range. But he will have those 4 fresh tires, and they got that fender away from the left front tire as well. So that was probably a very good move by this team.
I like that call too, Kyle. I think, although you got 9 or 8 laps of green flag racing, those tires, I think, are going to make a big difference.
But he was almost forced to make that call.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah,
because it's going to work in his favor.
It's going to work in his favor. I think it will work better to his favor than if he had been running 8th or 9th or 10th and not had any issue. He wasn't going to make a lot of progress. Now he's going to make a little bit of progress, but he's forced into that.
Hey, guys, here's some breaking news. David Ruderman did not get the free pass that time.
That's right. It was McMurray.
He was already on the lead lap.
Mr. Shaheen.
Chip Bolin down here calling the shots for Matt Kenseth. All right, Chip, what do you do? You're sitting in 4th. Do you have somebody who can help you to the finish, or is it all up to Matt?
It's pretty much up to him. He's got the 29 and the 6 working with him, and he's done a good job kind of carrying us all night. The car's been a little too loose for him, but he's just hanging on to it. So hopefully we can get back around here 8 more times and end up at least in the top 5.
All right, best of luck to you, Chip. You know, Bill, if you remember at the beginning of the show, I told you that Matt Kenseth says speedway racing here at Daytona is maddening to him. This is exactly why.
Yeah. But the fans love it. So do a lot of the drivers.
Yeah, and it's been a good race. I mean, there's been racing. I know we've had multiple cautions and we've had things, but there's been good racing from the front all the way to the back. And watching these guys hang on to these cars the way they have tonight, a lot of them, has been
entertaining.
Very entertaining for me up here, I will say that.
Matt Kenseth is 9th in points, 10 out of 8th, but only 2 in front of 10th and 39 in front of 12th. We'll sort all that out for you after the race, and as usual, it'll all be at NASCAR.com after the race as well. Inside of 10 to go, so it's a single file restart. It's Jeff Gordon, Kyle Busch, Earnhardt Jr., Matt Kenseth, and then Kevin Harvick is 5th. David Reagan in the 6th car, started 6th, runs 6th. Then it's Mark Martin, Carl Edwards, Clint Boyer, and Robbie Gordon.
And everybody out there in TV land, if you want a free Coke Zero, you better start pulling for a Coke family driver, because it's not looking really good right now because there's not one in the top 2 or 3.
And after the race, we'll be going to get some Papa John's pizza that you didn't come through.
I'm paying. I'm paying. I got the Papa John's for you.
31 cars on the lead lap. Borisset is off.
And French fries
is off.
I like French fries.
Okay, we'll get French fries.
Thank you.
Yeah.
David Gilliland is off. Marlin is out. Biffle is out. Everybody else is at least 5 laps down.
Ooh, it's going to get ugly.
8 to go when they get the green. Corvette pace car to pit road. Oh, boy. What did Benny say? This is going to be big.
It's going to be.
It already has been a little bit.
Robbie in the middle back there. Front 7 trying to hook up. Front 8. And Foyer trying to make it 9, and J.J. Yaley 10.
This is where they start hitting each other. They start bumping each other out of line.
See that 18 just pushing that 24.
Oh, Matt Kenseth, nice save.
Hang on.
Get off of me. That's what he's saying.
Well, I think he pushed the 17th and got loose. Pushing the 17 got loose.
And then the 6 got into
was all over.
And the 6 couldn't get away from him.
7 to go.
This is where Junior's up on the wheel like he was at, where were we at? Sonoma, where he said, tell that 42 to go. He's, a pro. He's a pro.
We're talking about Montoya. That's right.
More contact there between 29 and the 41, I believe, or the 9 car.
The good news is we haven't seen the big one. The bad news is we haven't seen the big one.
I can't believe Kyle sat there behind the 24 this long.
This long. He's been incredibly patient right now.
Yeah, well, he's been behind him
really
a long time. You're right, Wally.
I mean, he just seems to be content to push him down the straightaways, give him a little room in the corner, and then push him down the next straightaway. And that's basically what he's doing.
Because he's another guy that said, you know, we asked him, where do you want to be at the end of the race? He said he wanted to be out front.
Yeah. The one good thing, these guys in 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th are running side by side.
Matt Kenseth in that 17 car caught Mark Martin's eye in a nationwide race at Talladega. And that's one of the big breaks that Kenseth got in his career. That was Mark trying to push him past Gordon.
And Mark has done an incredible job because he was back 7th, 8th, 9th.
Look at these guys hitting each other. I mean, it is wild.
That's below the line and sideways, turning right, going into the corner right there.
He went below the line to save it.
That was a great shot right there. That was a great camera shot.
There's Montoya. That's Montoya down on the bottom.
Well off the lead lap. Montoya's 25 laps down.
If I'm on the apron, I want to get out of the way because they may be down there in a minute.
There's Carl Edwards up there.
5 to go. Boy, Kenseth likes that high line.
Kenseth's car is working in that high line and making time through the corner. And Mark pushed him off in the corner a lap or so ago and then couldn't hang with him. But now Mark's beginning to get back to him. And you see they're bunching back up here in the top 4 or 5.
Yes, they are. Go ahead.
No, let's just go back to the 500. I'm just going back. As you see the twin, I'm going back to the 500. The outside line was the line that moved on the last lap.
Yep.
And that's where your race went.
That's happened here the last 3 or 4 races.
If we go back to the July race here when the 26 car won it last year, he was the outside line. So even though these guys have been hammering the inside, it's that outside push that you get sometimes here. And it was never that way until we started going to these cars.
Less than 4 to go.
And none of these guys really have their teammates lined up on them. When we talked about, you know, the 9 car of Casey Kane with those tires, look where he's sitting right now. And I'm telling you what, there's Michael Waltrip sitting there in the middle of that pack too.
Hey guys,
here we go.
Turn to 48.
That's Jimmy Johnson. Rudeman got
this
one.
This is bad right here because they're going back up the racetrack.
Yaley is down there. Look out.
Nice job.
Nice job by JJ right there. Nice job by that whole group, right? Wow. Because the 48 just got turned straight back up. And this was in the worst place because you see the cars go up the racetrack and then back down the racetrack. And the wrecks that we've seen happen so far today, they go, it cleaned